I hope you are fine too.
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start today's class. Welcome to James Crane's English classroom. I am Munmi Sharma from India, and at this hour, at 12 UTC, I usually teach grammar to the intermediate level students on every Friday. And today I'm coming with a bit difference. That is, I would like to have a poetry session. I'm going to discuss poem here. And before starting today's class, I'm going to announce today's schedule. We have at 12 UTC poetry session by Munmi, that's me. Then 13 UTC James Crane's daily class, class open conversation. Then we have break at 1400 UTC and 14 and 15 UTC. And at 16 UTC, we have Board of Directors meeting chaired by James Crane. And the 1 hour will be open only for the board members. And then at 17 UTC, the meeting will be open for all for half an hour. And at 17:30 UTC, the session will be ended. So welcome everyone.
Hello Munmi, this is Ria from India.
Hi Ria, welcome.
Thank you. Are you host in this class?
Yes, this hour I will be teaching poetry today.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to start, and before going to start, I have a question for you, which is quite related to the poem. What do you do when you have 2-3 options in front of you and you need to take a vital decision? How do you take it? On what basis you choose your decision?
Alyssa from the Philippines.
Can you repeat your question because I didn't get
Yes,
it?
Marcel. Yes, Marcel. Yeah, I will repeat it again, and I request you to answer one by one. Okay. So the question is that in life, at many times, we need to take some important decision, and we have 2-3 options for that. And you need to choose one part or one decision you need to take. So in such cases, how do you take your decision?
Well,
yeah,
3 options.
Marcel, yeah.
Yes. Well, I need to analyze all of them, and depending on what I lose and what I gain, I make my choice.
Okay. Anyone?
This is Ria. Okay, if I will take a decision in that situation, I will choose that which is more important to me and which is good me and my future.
Okay.
That's it.
Great to know. So I'm going to start today's session. It's a very famous poem, The Road Not Taken, poet Robert Frost. You can see the picture here. There is a picture of forest with yellow leaves, and there is a person who is standing in front of 2 roads, waiting for choosing a one road. And the poem's name is The Road Not Taken. What do you understand? What do you think by seeing the picture, by seeing the name of the poem?
I can see the picture. I can see the picture.
Yes.
Can I?
Yeah, would you please tell me what have you, what is in your mind by seeing the picture and saying the name of the poem?
Well, I cannot see, but I'm a bit familiar with this poem.
Okay,
The road less not taken is there are two roads. There's a rough road and there's a smooth road. So the rough road represents all the obstacles that you will go through, whilst the smooth road is like it's an easier route. You don't.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a poem written by Robert Frost. So first, I want to introduce the poet. This is Robert Frost. He is Robert Lee Frost. He was born on 26 March 1874 and was died on 29 January 1963. He was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in the United States. Robert Frost is a 20th century poet who deals realistically with his world through man and nature. Frost is still widely thought of as a nature poet, but this is a misconception. Although most of his poems are filled with nature images, his real subject is humanity. Frost admitted that he had only 3 or 4 pure nature poems. The rest were human portraits with a nature setting. So he's an American poet, but still his poems were first published and he became popular first in England and then later in the United States. And his theme of his poems are basically about nature and humanity, humans struggling, humans bonding, relationship, everyday life, etc. And how humans are related to nature. So basically about nature and humanity. And when the poem was written, the background of the poem, The Road Not Taken is a narrative poem, which means the poem has a story. It was written in 1915 as a joke for Frost's friend, Edward Thomas. Frost and Thomas were fond of hiking together, and Thomas often had trouble making up his mind which trail they should follow. The poem was originally written as a goofy private joke between the two friends. So you already have understood from this. The background is how the poem was written. Robert Frost and another poet, Edward Thomas, they were friends. And Edward Thomas was all the time, he was confused of which track to choose while hiking, or maybe in real life also, which path to choose, which decision to take when you were in a difficult situation to take a decision. He was often confused which way to choose. And to make a joke, to crack a joke, Robert Frost had written this poem, and however this poem becomes so famous. I'm going to start with the stanza 1. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and I looked, then long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Anyone like to read or recite the
Munmi,
stanza? Yes.
are you open your screen seeing the group members?
Yes.
But
You are not able to
here
see?
I'm able, but I think which you read, that is not able to us. I mean,
Is
here
it?
I can see which you read, that is not able to us. We can't see that. I mean, here I can see
Okay.
that the name of the poet.
Only the name of the poet you see. Okay, let me share it again. Can you see?
Yes.
All of you can see? Would you please let me know? Marshall, Alisa, can you see? Khalid?
Now, yes, I can see it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Anyone would like to recite this?
Yes, this is visible.
Yes. Can you, Khalid, would you like to recite the stanza?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Rhyme
Yes,
scheme by Abab.
A-B. Yeah, thank you. So, what do you think? Can
Anytime.
anyone tell me from the stanza what is written about? Usually poems has different interpretation by different people. Anyone would like to interpret the stanza, what it is written about from your perspective? Khalid, you are mute. If you are saying something, you are mute.
It's about jungle.
Okay, forest. And?
Yes, forest.
Okay,
In English, they are also using this word jungle. So forest,
yeah.
but more correct
Okay.
accurate is forest.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Forest.
here in the stanza, the poet is saying, two roads diverge in a yellow wood. You can see the forest is yellow, leaves are yellow. That means it is the season of autumn. And the forest is full of yellow leaves. And sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. Now, the poet is one traveler, one person. Since being a one person, he cannot travel in the two paths. Either he has to choose right or he has to choose left. So sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. So he is standing here in front of the two roads and he is trying to look as far as possible and to where it bent in the undergrowth. So he is trying to look the roads, both roads, as far as possible. What is there behind? But to where it bent in undergrowth. Undergrowth means all the small bushy plants under the trees, which is covering the roads and blocking his view. So in the stanza, the poet is saying he is in front of two roads in a yellow forest or in the autumn season. And he being one person, he cannot travel in the both paths. He has to choose one path. And long time he has he stood in front of two paths and trying to find out where it goes, where it takes the road, where it takes. As far as possible, he is trying to see where it bent in the undergrowth, from where his block was, his views were blocked by all those undergrowth small bushy plants. He couldn't see anymore, but he tried to see as far as possible. Here the rhyme scheme, rhyming words, you see rhyme scheme A, B. How? Wood, stood. First line, suppose we are taking first line wood as A. Wood is the rhyming with stood. So A. Both is rhyming with could. Sorry, growth. So both and growth, they are rhyming words. So B. Wood, stood, could, A. That's how we find the rhyme scheme. So first line A, second line B, third line A, fourth line A, then again fifth line B. Then here there are some poetic device. Anyone knows about the poetic device? I guess not. Okay, so two roads. Here the roads is actually being compared with life. Then yellow wood is autumn season. Also maybe for me, I think maybe yellow wood is also referred to some old and aged experienced people. And another poetic device is that the O sound, O vowel sound, roads, yellow, O, which we call as assonance. Assonance is there is a repetition of the O sound in the word roads and yellow. And assonance means that is a poetic device in which the same vowel sound repeats within a group of words. Same vowel sound repeats within a group of words. See O, roads, O, and yellow, O. So that is assonance. If anyone wants to write, note down, they can. Then another one is consonants, repetition of D sound. Repetition of D sound, where? Repetition of D sounds in roads, the, diverse, the, and would, the. So the sounds, that is consonant sound, repetition of consonant sound in a group of words. This is called consonants. So we can see here, road is compared with life, which is called metaphor. Metaphor means when we are comparing two different things directly, which are actually not related. We cannot compare road with life. They are dissimilar things. When we compare two dissimilar things directly, we call it metaphor. So poetic device metaphor is being used, assonance is being used, then consonance is being used. And also anaphora. Anaphora is those and. We are using here and. Anaphora is the repetition of words or phrases in a group of sentence, clause, and poetic or poetic lines. Now you can see in the three poetic, 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So in the three lines, second line, third line, and fourth line, you can see the words and repetition of words and. This is called anaphora. So this is the explanation of first stanza. Let's go to the next slide. Can you see? Diverged. Diverged means separated and took a different direction, split it. Yellow wood, a forest with yellow leaves in autumn season. Undergrowth, low-growing plants like bushes, etc. that covers the forest floor. It also represents the uncertainty of future. You can see uncertainty of future. When he cannot see, he tried to see as far as possible, but because of the undergrowth, he was not able to see any further, which means he can't see the road where it goes anymore. Similarly, in our life, we can't see our future. We can't predict our future. We can't see our future. So this is a comparison. The undergrowth is being compared with unknown certainty of future. These are the poetic devices here. Assonance, there is a repetition of the O sound in the words roads and yellow. Symbolism is also there. Symbolism is again, metaphor is included in symbolism. The road is a representation of for the journey or the life choice that the poet makes. The yellow wood also symbolizes the ripe age at which the poet has to make decisions for himself. Maybe he is in adult or old age and he has to choose one decision in his life. So yellow wood also symbolizes the ripe age. Consonance is the repetition of the sound, the sound in the words roads, diverse, and wood. Anaphora, repetition of and at the beginning of lines 2, 3, 4, as I said already. And metaphor, the word undergrowth stands for the future into which the poet cannot see. Metaphor, the road is a metaphor for the choice we make in life. So this is all about the first stanza. Let's go to the second stanza. Can you see the second stanza? Alisa, yes?
Yeah, I have something to add too, and this is just my own understanding of the first stanza.
Yes.
You covered everything, but there's one that I'm keen on, putting it into detail. So
Y-
it's the season here is autumn, right? So for
Yeah.
me, when you hear autumn, there's a change of the season. Like for example, the changing color of the leaves from
Yes.
green to yellow. So
To
I
yellow.
think if you if you uh if you make a decision, I think it will change your life for the better.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's
For
it.
better or what you don't know, but definitely your decision depends. Yeah, your decision takes you to different life. That's true. Different destination, isn't it? Yeah, that's what the poem is about. Okay, come to second stanza. Who anyone likes to read? Would like to read or recite the second stanza?
Can
You can
I?
see. Yes, Riya, please.
Yes. Okay. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had owned them really about the same.
Yes, thank you. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Anyone has any thought about the stanza, what it is saying in the second stanza? Anyone has to say something? What do you think? Alisa, would you try?
What was the first line of the second stanza? Are we talking about the road that is not rough? I think so.
Okay, the second stanza you were saying. Okay. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Now, the poet is looking for to the second road, which is as just as fair, as equally beautiful, and having perhaps the better claim. And according to him, maybe it will be the better choice to go or take this road. Why? Because it is grassy and wanted wear. Not it is not traveled by many people. Wanted wear means here the path is not being used by many people, and it is therefore it is still grassy. So he is thinking that perhaps this will be the second road. Then took the other as just as fair. This road is also equally beautiful as the other one, and having perhaps the better claim, or maybe the best choice, for better choice to go through, because it is grassy and wanted wear, because it is full of grass, and maybe not many people have traveled through this road. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And after a distance of walking, he has realized that this road is also have been used by many traveler, though not as equally as the other road, but it is not like that. It is not this road is also being used by people. So here the rhyme schemes are C, D, C, C, D. How? Fair, fair, where. Sound, that is C, C, where, there, C. And claim, same. Ma sound. So that is D, D. That's how the rhyme scheme is C, D, C, C, D. And here, the poetic devices are, one is the alliteration. What is alliteration? Anyone knows about alliteration? Alliteration is the beginning initial sound, repetition of initial sound, like the. Can you see? Then the, and then yeah. So that is alliteration. The initial consonant sound. There is a difference between consonants and alliteration. Consonants, when we use consonants also the repetition of consonant sound, but it can be anywhere in the word, not just particularly in the initial letters. But in alliteration, it is the repetition of initial letters of the words in a group, in a line, in the especially in the poem. So that is alliteration. Then as such as fair is simile. When we compare things, we have learned about comparing dissimilar things directly, which is called metaphor. And when we compare two dissimilar things, but and we use as or like, the word as or like, we call it simile. So here the poetic device simile is used, then alliteration is used. Then again another alliteration. Can you see, as I said, first initial consonant letters, repetitions of initial consonant letters. Can you see here in the second line? See, was, W, was, wanted, were, W, wo. So that is consonant, repetition of consonant sound here, which is also called alliteration. And then another one is enjambment. Enjambment is a poetic device when there is no stop between the lines. The third line you see, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. There is no punctuation mark here. This line continues from here to here to the second line. So such continuation of lines in poems without any punctuation mark, we call it enjambment. So third and fourth and fifth line makes an enjambment here. Word and phrases, just as fair. The other road is equally as beautiful as the another one. And the better claim means the better choice here. Grassy and wanted where means here the path he chose was covered in grass and had never been walked before or traveled by less people. Actually not had never been walked before. Some people have traveled here, but not like the first part, traveled by less people. And then the poetic device, alliteration, repetition of the sound in then and the. Repetition of were sound in wanted and were. Similarly, both the roads have been compared to each other using the words just as fair. As I said, like, either like or as. Then personification. The road here is personified as wanting humans to travel down its path. Wanted where, as if the road is being, personification means when you give a person's human attributes to, non-human thing. Personification, the road here is personified. How? Wanted where, we use wanted where, as if the road is a human and wanted to be walked through. The road is here personified as wanting humans to travel down its path. That is personification. And enjambment, line 4 follows into line 5 without any punctuation mark, which is called enjambment. Then imagery, when the poet is able to create an imagination, visualization, we can visualize. Imagery, the poet gives us a visual description of the two roads. He says that one was grassy as there were hardly any travelers walking down that road. Going to the next one. Stanza 3. Yes? Oh, yes, please. Alisa, would you please speak louder? I'm not able to hear you.
Maybe because I'm not wearing headset.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Yes, I would love to hear your interpretation, please.
Okay. Again, wherein it's grassy and wanted. For me, when I hear grassy, the more
Yeah.
the grassier the road is, I think, because there's a saying that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, but that's another meaning. But for me, when you say
Okay.
that, when you see a grass that is greener, it means that it has more like opportunity, or when it comes to like money.
Yeah.
So I guess in this road, you will have a lot of opportunities that you will get, but it's not easy to undergo.
Yes,
That
yes, that's true. Grassy here, maybe, yes, it's referring to green leaves, green grass, which may offer more opportunities, or the poet may think this road will be better to choose for having better opportunities. But still, sometimes, yes, we think that this decision will be better for us, but actually when we go through it, when we face that part, we find that it is not exactly what we thought, but this part is also full of many difficulties that we have to face. So yes, many times we think that this will be better, this is a better choice we have taken in our life, but it is not always the same. After some time, at some point, we realize that this part is also difficult. It is not easy. Thank you, Alisa. Okay, then the third stanza. Would you like to recite?
Moonmi, I can't read. I'm blind.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Okay, fine. Then I am going to recite for you. Yeah. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. Any interpretation?
I don't know. In this stanza, he's still having trouble. He's still deciding. He's still thinking deeper of which route to take. I think he's comparing again the two roads, and he says like, oh, there is opportunity in these two roads. Because you mentioned something about black that doesn't turn black.
Yeah, trodden black.
What's trodden?
In leaves no stay, yeah. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step. Would you please keep in mute?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it is a little bit noisy. Okay. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. So on that morning, he see that both roads were full of leaves, equally lay in leaves. Now in the autumn season, leaves falls, so both the roads were full of fallen yellow leaves. In leaves, no step had trodden black. Now by trodden black, he's saying that both the roads were not being traveled. They all are equal. Both of them, both the roads look same. They are equal, and as if no one has traveled on that road. So trodden black means when you step on leaves, it becomes, the color becomes black, isn't it? But here he says that in leaves no step had trodden black, means they are as it is, and they look both same, full of fallen leaves. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Now he's saying that the first road he is keeping for another day, hoping for another day to travel. And he is choosing the second one. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now, we all know that once we choose a path and we go to some distance, then again we'll find some another, again we'll find such situations where we need to go some other, have to choose between 2-3 roads. Then again we will choose one, and then in this way, we will go on, keep going, and it will never be possible for us to back, return, and then start with the another road. It is quite difficult for us. We may think of it, but it's not the way. It is really difficult for us to come back and then again start with something new. So for the poet, he says that he knows that, yet knowing how way leads on to way, he knows that how it one path leads us to another path. I doubted if I should ever come back, and he doubts that whether he will be able to come and again start a new life, because or new journey, because by that time it will be too late. In our life also, once we choose a path, once we take a decision, it is quite difficult for us to come back and then again reach us or retaking another decision and go on that. This is not possible for us. And here the rhyme schemes are E, F, double E, E, F. Here lay, day, way, E, 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 and black, K, back, K, F, F. So that's how the rhyme scheme is E, F, E, E, F. Word phrases: trodden black, nobody had walked on them. And equally lay means both the roads were covered with yellow leaves. Now the poetic device here. Alliteration, repetition of fa sound in the first and for. See? For, first for, for, that is alliteration. And then we have repetition of the word, yet knowing how way leads on to way, they are the repetition. So these are the poetic device being used here. And then enjambment, where line 1 continues into line 2 without any punctuation. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. There is no punctuation, it is a continuation from and to black. So that is enjambment. These are the poetic device in the stanza 3. Now the stanza 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Can you interpret this, Alisa? I guess you have some, yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me now, Munmi?
Yes, Alisa, I can.
Okay. So, in the first line, he says that I will take this road, the second road, with a sigh. It's like, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, this is my journey. This is where I go. But I think he is ready to embark in this journey, despite the rough road, the rough journey that he will go.
Yes.
And he knows that it will be hard, but he also knows that it will be something great.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So I shall be telling this with a sigh. Now, he already has chosen one path. Between two paths, he has chosen one, the less traveled. I mean, he thought that road was traveled by less people. And definitely his destination will be different. The way he has taken a decision to walk over one road, this is leading him to a different destination from the first one. Now, after ages, I shall be telling this with a sigh. In future, he will be telling to someone somewhere ages and ages hence. So, after long time of experience, he will say to the people, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. So he will be telling a story to someone that how it, how his decision has affected his life. He will be going to tell a story to other people with sigh. Maybe this sigh is sigh of happiness or sigh of sadness. We don't know about it. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. He will be telling a story to people, and that has made all the difference. And this is how the poet has reached in another destination. If he had chosen the other path, he would have reached another destination. And that's how life's decision making is very important. How you make decision in life will lead you somewhere else. So therefore, it is very important to take decision in our life. Here the rhyme scheme is Z, H, Z, Z, H. Z, sigh, by. They are, what? Yeah, Z, and then, sorry, sigh, I, by. They are rhyme. Z, and then hence and difference. They are H. So Z, H, Z, H. Now, what are the poetic device used here? The poetic device used here are the vowel sound, repetition of vowel sound. The repetition of vowel sound, ages, they are repetition of vowel sound. So that is assonance. Then comes engagement. Here I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Till here, this is engagement, the first and second line. And again, the repetition, two roads diverge in a wood. This is a repetition. So these are the poetic devices, word and phrases, ages and ages. After ages, poet will tell the story of the path he chose and whether his decision was a satisfaction or regret. Less traveled means the road was not traveled by many people. The poet wanted to experience differently by choosing the less traveled path. And sigh, an expression of regret or relief. And the poetic devices, repetition, the word ages has been repeated twice in the second line. Then the line two roads diverged in has been repeated here again. Then assonance, repetition of a sound in ages and ages. Then engagement, the line one continues into line two without any punctuation. So these are the poetic device used here. And that's the end of our explanation. Now, I have some questions. Before that, do you have anything to say?
I have no further comments. The poem is absolutely worth pondering, worth contemplating. It is true that life life choices is important to
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This poem is especially very important for the students, school going, students, because they at time they need to take decision. And for that, it is very important. Choosing a decision which, like in the time of career choosing, it is very important for the student. Like the way, which way they are choosing in life will take them to some, different destinations.
Oh yes.
There are so many careers now. There are so many careers to make. There are so many options we have, and it depends how you are choosing your life to be. Everything depends upon your decision. So my question, think and answer. First question is, if you were in the place of the poet, which road would you have chosen?
So that's a tough one because I myself I make poor I do make poor decisions for the most part, but I also want to explore, like I'm also curious to know, like the second road, the rough road, like where does it lead me? And yes,
Okay.
it really, like in the poem, it's uncertain of what the future will be like. So yeah, there are
Okay.
times too that I take the second route, and
Okay, the second one, less struggled.
yes,
And as you said, there might be many opportunities.
there might be like also like it might end up like a poor decision also. It really depends. You're not sure.
Okay. Hi, Fatima.
Hello.
We were discussing the poem, The Road Not Taken, where there were two roads in front of the poet, Robert Frost. And one was already traveled by many people, and the road he has chosen was grassy. Grassy and what was that? And wanted, whereas if that road was not traveled by many people, and he had chosen that road to go through. And here the question is like, if you were in the place of the poet, which road would you have chosen? Or you were not here, but still you can say, like, when you take decision in life, how do you choose? What are the things based on your, that important for you? How do you make decision? When you have lots of options to go, lots of options to choose, and you need to choose only one option. And that option is so important that, because it is a life, decision making, which can lead to somewhere else. If you choose another one, the destination will be different. So how do you choose a decision? How do you make a decision?
Yeah, I think we face these roads, different roads of life, when you want to make the important decision. One of them is marriage. I remember that I had lots of options when I got married, and it was really difficult for me because my family didn't help me at all with making decision. They say always, it's your life and your decision, and they don't interfere at all with taking decision. It was difficult for me, and I was confused always. And finally, I did something that it was abnormal for them. I was chosen. I chose, yes, someone that they didn't expect at all. And I think I was choosing a road that was different from others. Maybe if others was, they didn't choose that option, and I did.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a little bit different from the road that popular people going on. And
Yes.
I look at inside me. what I feel about this person or that person or this life.
Mhm.
And I made decision 50% based on my feeling and 50% based on my wisdom, I think, which is good, bad, benefit or not for me. And then between this, not completely based on my feeling and not completely based on my thought and my wisdom, I
Yeah.
can say, and then take a decision. And it's difficult taking decision for me because I'm late, very late to the moment that I want to make a decision. It's not easy for me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too
Okay.
much.
It's not easy for you to take you to accept your parents or family's decision. You
Yes.
mean that? Yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking with myself, and it's important to me, my feeling and my thought, not others. It makes difficult really making decision in life.
Yes. And when you make decision, that is what you just only include yourself. Now you have a different life, isn't it? So you have family, kids. So in such case, how do you take decisions? Who are, what is important for you? You or your family, your kids?
I'm important, and them also important. So it's difficult really. For example, for cooking, I cook 4 kinds of foods. One for me because it's important to me. The other for my kids, the other for my husband. So I try to don't
Satisfy.
give up, and yes, satisfy everyone and also myself as well. So lots
Okay.
of work need to do. Yes. I don't want to give up myself, and I don't want to don't take care of them. So it's a little difficult.
Yeah, so you are taking care of them also, and as well as you are taking care of yourself too.
Yes, I think
That's
yes.
true. Okay. For me, the same too. But I don't know what people will think. But I think I am the most important person. I give myself preference first, and then comes everyone.
Great.
I don't know it is good or bad. I mean, just it's my opinion from childhood only. Always first thing me, what I think, what I want, and after that rest of them come.
This is the right. I think it's right.
Yes.
It's true.
I
You are
I
more
used to
important.
have argument with my parents also during my childhood only. And yeah, sometimes I think they were better in decision making, and sometimes I think myself I was the correct one to choose a decision, take a decision. But overall I think whatever decision I have taken for myself, um, it is fine and I'm happy with it. And yes, Alisa, I would like to know from you also.
Yes, I mean, I can relate with you as well, Moni. Like, I think we all are. Like, when ever since we're kids, we always rely on our parents to make the decision for us, even if we're in our college years. Because you know, because we fear that our future would look like, and so we always ask for advice from our parents. But it's also important for us to make our own decisions, because that way we can uh, learn ourselves to be self-reliant
Yes.
and more independent. And life is always has those ups and downs. Whatever decision we make, it really changes our life for
Yeah.
better or for worse. But there's always a restart button in our life.
That's true.
It's never too late
That's
to
true.
again.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, and then I think, from childhood only, we should given the opportunity to our children to make decision. We can show them the path, like which way to go, which path leads to where. But I think giving them opportunity, giving them freedom to make decision, it makes them independent, confident also, independent also. Otherwise, I have seen later stage they become dependent on the parents.
Mhm.
Lot of children I have seen that they become dependent on the parents and not able to make decision in life. So I think that opportunity we should give to them. In my classroom also, and I can relate. I mean, I give them freedom to choose or make decision, whether it is assembly. It's a simple example I'm giving, like assembly, special assembly and all. I don't arrange for, organize for them. Like I just ask the monitor to it is your responsibility, and you are the group. You decide how you are going to conduct it. You decide, and they come with a list that these are the students, and they are going to do perform this and this. And then I just look and just guide. And I have seen now they're being confident also and independent also. They have that ability to make decisions, improvement in decision making. And at home also I give that freedom. Just I show them that what will be the consequences, and then you decide which way you want. Not in all the cases, definitely we need to guide somewhere or need to control somewhere, but in general this is a good practice, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. It's important for these children to be guided as well.
Yes, yeah. That's true. So we have 3 minutes.
I wish you can shift your class from this time to the other time slot, because I fell asleep.
Oh, yes, yes.
I just start to make a nap and then I fell asleep. So if you can shift to another
I will
time, it would be
shift.
better.
I will shift to the 13 UTC from next Friday.
Hmm,
Yeah,
good. That's
Yeah.
great. And
Actually,
I
I'm
like
also.
to continue teaching poetry like this.
I will. Maybe not every weekend. Maybe one weekend poetry, one weekend open conversation, one weekend grammar.
Grammar,
I
mix
also
up
don't
them.
like the same life, so it's same.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like. I need some
Regular.
differences.
I
Yes.
hate regular programming
So
schedule.
same
like
here. Same here.
different things. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I got inspired from you only. As you decided, then I said, yes, this is what something I also want. And then
Yes.
just thinking
I
of
felt
let's
that.
try with the poetry. Anyway, I like poetry, and so let's try with it. And many times, different people have different interpretation, and we get an opportunity to know about exactly in depth about the poem. So yeah, I actually have a desire to discuss with drama also, but I'm not so perfect like James. That's what.
I like poetry. And
yeah.
after grammar and open conversation, my priority is also poetry. Maybe one day if I come back to teaching.
I would love to. I would love to hear. Yes.
Rumi poems, I like. And,
Rumi, yeah.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
teach Rumi poems.
Okay. So, okay, then I'm happy to know that you are also one in future. You are also going to have poetry session. So thank you everyone for your participation.
Thank you,
Yeah, over to you, James.
Thank you, Moonmi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Agi.
Hi.
Yes, fine.
Hi, Fatima. Hi, Nelly. Hi, Anna. Hi, Munmi. So, let's begin my class. And as usual, I'd like to do an open conversation. I'd like to just start again with the news that I will be ending my open conversation class in a few days on Monday, October 24th. So last few days we have to, I see you shaking your head, Anna. No, you're shaking your head. Anyway, not to put you on the spot, but if you'd like to put that head shaking into words, now's your chance. This is your chance. So does anybody else have any news or distractions? Are you ready to start our
Hi. It's
Hi,
me,
Marshall.
are
One
you-
second, one second, Marshall. I also made the announcement yesterday, I'll make it again, that I'm welcoming people to participate with their cameras off for the time being while we're doing live. I don't want to force people to have their video on our live on YouTube, and I may adjust that policy in the future. I'm still thinking about it, but for now, yeah, you and others can participate freely. Go ahead, Marshall.
Thank you. My concern is that I think that I'm missing a lot, and I would be happy if you could tell us the future plans, the future of the classes. When is it possible to know them? The moment when you will be back to ordinary lessons, I mean, the classes that we are having right now, or is this something new?
That's a reasonable question. You'd like to know my future plan, my schedule, but I don't have one. I'm not making one, so I can't give it to you. No, we're gonna go through it together, and we're all at the edge of the unknown about how my schedule is going to be. Really. Yeah. And I don't mean to I don't mean to put this onto you, because I have tried to make my classes I have made my commitment to my classes about participating every day separate from my request that you commit to coming every day. I have not asked for students to come or to tell me their schedule, and I may change that as well. I'm not saying that I'm going to change that. I'm undecided. So yeah, no, I can't give you my schedule.
Yes, I got it. Final question. Can I hope for something positive in the future? Can you give us a hope? This is the question.
Hope, huh? You would like hope?
Yes.
Are you bereft of hope? Are you in a state of despair?
Yes, because I feel like I missed all my opportunities, that I missed all the classes, and now it's ending, and at the finish line, like it's ending, and I look at me and yeah.
Well, that might be different than despair, because it's true that you missed a lot. And that doesn't have to be despair. You might just be upset or disappointed that you were not here for something that you would have liked to be here for. That is something you could work on separately from what you want for the future.
I got it.
I don't know if you remember, Marshall, but usually if somebody says, I got it, I'm skeptical. But let's see. Would you like to have a subgroup now about
Yes.
wanting clarity, clear plans, and a clear schedule moving forward?
Yes.
Okay. Say anyone else?
Anyone else?
This is Azerbaijan. Marshall, you said, yeah, you wondered if James can give us some hope, if we can wait for something positive in future, and you wanted to have some kind of clarity. Is that right?
Yes, I confirm. It's right.
Thank you. Yes, I'm definitely joining you, Sabina, because I like to have some kind of, at least a little bit of clarity. For instance, I'd like to know if James has some intention to carry on with his sessions, at least after some 2 weeks or 1 month in this group. I also wanted to have some.
Ali, I'm going to mute you and just unmute if you want to talk. Go ahead, Nargis.
And I also stated today in our Discord channel, and I shared my frustration about not having clarity about the work of teachers subcommittee.
The teacher coordination subcommittee.
Yes, teacher coordination subcommittee. So I'd also like to have some clarity. Anyone else?
I'd like to say something. There's an economist that I like, and he was saying something about hope that I really liked. He said, well, we have 3 options. We can give people a kind of fake hope.
Yes.
I'm good. Who's speaking? Noemi? No. Okay. We can get. Who is that? Oh, Zungbum. Zungbum. Hold on a second, okay?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. I want to say something.
Yes.
We can give people a false hope and say everything is going to be great. Let's be positive and let's think positively. Or we can give people a kind of really dark cynicism, like, it doesn't look like it's going to be it doesn't look like it's going to go very well. I don't feel very good about it. Or there's a third option, which is you talk about things that are possible to do now that open up greater possibilities for the future. And that is the strategy he proposes, acknowledging that it might not feel like it gives us everything that we want. Now, he was talking about planning for global warming when he was saying that, but I think it applies here as well. I would like to reject, I can't remember the word he used, but kind of mindless or mindless optimism. There's a word, I can't remember it, but the kind of optimism that is not really founded, right? So I don't want to do that. I don't want to say, yeah, I'm going to teach again and it's going to be soon, because that would be unfair and it's not realistic. I'm not sure about that. And I also don't want to say, you know, this was difficult and it might take a long time to do it again, because I'm actually not sure about that either. I'm not sure that I need, personally, I need a long time of a break before I do a daily class again. I feel that this third option of saying, well, what are some real things that we could do now in the meantime that would potentially lead to a group that we all want? That seems like a good idea to me. So I'm sorry, I cut you off, Nargis. I know you were saying that you feel a little bit disappointed in not knowing what's going to happen and feeling some confusion in your role as board of director.
Not only as a member as well, as a student.
Okay. Back to you and back to the group.
And members.
And Zung, if you wanted to come in now would be a good time.
Yes. Sorry, I don't have idea now to speak.
You don't have an idea about this topic?
Yes, I don't have idea to speak. No.
Okay, okay. I had two experiences with local students that made me really appreciate our group. One was I had a lot of new students who were just learning how to use Zoom, just learning how to mute and unmute, and their English, they're total beginners. So they don't know the phrase like repeat after me. If I say that, they're totally lost. I mean, it's real beginners and it's really frustrating. It's really nice to have a group like this that's advanced and we can talk about such interesting advanced topics. The other frustration I had was there's a group of people I'm working with and they had some problems and they're moving, they're leaving my local area. So I got to know them for about a month and I was excited to continue working with them. And now I can't work with them anymore because they're moving to a different state. And it's another thing I like about this group. We can work together through those kinds of upheavals in our personal lives. As you do things, we can still stay together and work in Zoom. So this group potentially has a lot of staying power. False optimism, false hope. Never mind. I thought I remembered the word. That's not the word I'm thinking of. I already said that. I think I haven't worked hard enough to integrate the text spaces and our Zoom calls. So in an effort to do that, I want to tell you something that I wrote in Discord yesterday. I want to bring that in here. I was saying that part of my reason for taking a break is integrating the chaos and disparate voices inside of myself. that if I have some kind of inner conflict in me and I want this and I want something else and they seem opposite, if that's what's going on inside of me, then the group may appear that way to me. It may be easier for me to look at the group and say, gosh, the group seems chaotic. However, if I work inside and see, what are all these voices? Okay, I have a mixture of feelings, but actually, what is primary for me? What is a priority to me? What's the most important feeling to me? What do I want to work on? And what do I want to put aside? If I do that, if I organize what's going on inside of me, it's much easier to come into this group and for there to be different things that go on without it feeling chaotic, without it feeling disorganized. Simply different energies, different people wanting different things, saying different things, sometimes not the same thing, not wanting the same thing, sometimes not agreeing, but still being able to be here and work with that and just be comfortable with the reality of not agreeing sometimes.
Nice to hear that. And your words actually give me some hope for a better future, because integrating all this, I think it's some kind of upgrade in this.
Did you say some kind of operation?
Upgrade.
Well, the question would be for us in this group, where are you? And you've already said that, Marshall, you could continue talking about that. You feel that you're wanting more from the group, wanting to get something from the group, maybe like you're wanting to make up for lost time for whatever reason you weren't here before. You'd like to continue participating. You'd like to continue to get what you like from the group. And then, again, getting a subgroup, which you've already got with Nargiz, I think, and maybe with others. So say anyone else again.
Anyone else?
This is Fatima. I heard that James, one of the reasons you want to take a break is to integrate the different voices inside you, because sometimes there are different voices within you, and in mind consider it that it comes from the group, but actually it's inside you. So you want to integrate within you, and I'm positive about it. I have a positive prediction that integration is leading to positive result in outside. So when we organize inside, we can have a better result outside. That's why I'm positive about this taking break. And I'm sure you will come back here again with great classes that I already have, and better maybe anyone else.
Fatima, you said you're joining James. You think that when we have different voices inside, it causes we see everything the same way if we don't have a kind of balance maybe inside. We have different feelings at the same time. We can see it that way outside. And so you think that it can be useful. You agree and you decided to do the same. And you also have positive prediction that it will result in a good way for our group and for your teaching as well. Right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the same, because whenever I have different kind of contradicting feelings and confusing feelings, it causes lots of mind race for me, of other members, for instance. I'm speaking about this group in particular. And it becomes so difficult for me to see what's going on in reality. And after some time, when my feelings get more stable and I'm more in peace with myself and I have clarity inside myself, it becomes easier for me to see the view, the scene, and to manage it in a better way. Anyone else?
Nargis, when you are, this is Nelly from Germany. When you are, when you have many different voices inside of yourself, you also develop lots of mind reads about other people. And it becomes difficult to understand what is really happening. And when you take time to sort your inner ideas, your mind, then it's easier to make decisions. Something like that.
Yes, that's right. To see what's going on, what's actually going on, not what's in my mind, what's not my mind, but the reality.
Okay, so when you organize yourself, you can understand what's really going on, not just the fantasies you develop in your mind.
Yes.
I needed some time right now to sort my experience, my internal experience, before I could come in talking here and listen to Nargis. I'm developing some annoyance about Fatime.
You're in a different subgroup. No?
Well, I needed to get out of this feeling annoyed, or yeah.
Why do you need
to be able to take in what's happening in the group, to be able to summarize Nargis? So yeah, I just noticed that I had this very thing, what Nargis seems to describe. I just had that for myself, where I tried to separate from those emotions I had in order to see what's happening outside of me, not just inside my own system, but also what's happening in the group, and to be able to come in and speak. Yeah.
So do you know, have you been able to organize yourself, and do you know how it feels to be in the group? You began to say that you were annoyed?
I had an experience of annoyance, yeah.
And now?
I still have that, but I'm working on joining Nargis.
With what feeling?
Curiosity about this state of disarray, internal disarray, and the transition to a more ordered, being able to connect to reality.
Can you stay with one? Can you stay with curiosity?
Yes.
Can you stay with curiosity and stay with us?
I have the impression that I'm with you.
Uh-huh. So that's a yes.
Mhm. Anyone else?
May I, Nellie?
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to take another step or two?
Okay. Yeah.
And I'd like to give you some feedback. You open to that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that something you struggle with often is interrupting yourself. And you're working, it sounds right now, on not interrupting yourself and allowing yourself to have the experience of being curious without interrupting it. Would you agree?
You mean I'm often interrupting myself. I have an experience and then I interrupt myself and take me away from that experience. And right now I'm working to stay with curiosity instead of going somewhere else, jumping somewhere else.
Yeah, you're working to bring functional subgrouping into your inner experience rather than having different parts of yourself battle with each of them.
Yeah.
And that seems like a success. That seems like a successful step forward. Would you agree?
Yes.
So, good work. Say anyone else again.
Okay. Anyone else?
it is nice to allow some space to feel, to consider what you want to say. But it's also true that when we wait too long to join someone, the momentum drops off and the group goes to a different place. So you want to think when there is a lull like this, you want to think, do you want to leave a person who's working alone on a branch or not? And do you want to let the energy, the momentum that the group is building up, do you want to let that fall? Or do you want to keep it going?
I do want to keep it going, and I want to summarize Nelly from Germany. As far as I understood, she was talking about...
Talk directly to her.
Hey, Marshall.
Hi there. Okay, James, what did you say?
I said talk directly to her rather than about her. Just like
okay.
she just did to you right now, you can talk to her, and just like I'm talking to you.
Oh, really? Thank you. I never thought that I have it right, kind of like this. Okay, I want to use this. Hi, Nelly.
Hi.
I would be happy if you could explain it to me that why you were you had that mixture of feelings, like being curious, being let's say angry, kinda, and...
Well, I said talk directly to her, but I didn't say to drop the summary. Weren't you going to summarize her?
Oh no. I think I need some more coaching how to make this.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to summarize her. You're going to tell her what you heard her say.
Okay, I got it. I'm not talking to her. I'm just summarizing. Okay. I listened.
You are talking to her and you're summarizing her.
Yes, I listened to your speech, but I couldn't understand the reasons for being some angry at some point and being curious. And I think you...
Go ahead. You think what?
You overcame some of your obstacles and you started to feel the atmosphere that which is in subgroup. This is all I...
Okay, great. Let's see if it's good enough.
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay, you got an okay, Marshall. So now
back to you.
Well, no. See, now, if you want to keep that momentum going, you're going to separate from Nelly and connect with yourself, and then build and join. See if you have your version.
My version. Wow.
Your version of success, your version of facing an obstacle, your version of integrating differences inside yourself.
So now I'm supposed to give opinion on me, right? Did I get it right?
It's a little bit different than opinion. You can bring in your opinion and your experience, your thoughts and feelings.
My thoughts and feelings when, it's always something hard for me just to join this because you never know what's waiting for you, and getting back on track. I mean, returning to this group was some kind of challenging, but I overcame this. The start wasn't that successful because I just got muted, and then I had no choice but to leave because I couldn't speak anyways. And then I came back and I overcame all this, and right now, as you see, I'm talking to you and I'm so happy. And back to you.
It sounds like another success. You have crash landed on Mars.
Yeah, it did.
without dying.
Without what?
Without dying.
Yeah, without dying. Yeah. It's good to be alive.
It is good to be alive.
It is.
You're open and ready for the adventure. You don't know what's going to happen. Like you said, you don't know what's going to happen. And that is a little bit anxiety producing. You can also see that as excitement.
Yes, it is. A cocktail of feelings that I have. It's hard to describe.
Would you like to try?
Yes. Well, now what I'm feeling is whether am I taking enough time and giving enough time for other people to speak, because I'm taking so much time to speak. That means I'm feeling kind of concern or anxiety because not being a team player.
That's That's a thought that you're scaring yourself with a mind read that people don't like how much you're talking. You could check that out.
Okay, I want to check that out. And
so you said you want some coaching. I'm going to give you some coaching. You can check a mind read by saying, I have a mind read that you think I'm talking too much. Is that true?
I have a mind reading that I'm talking too much. Is that true?
Raise your hand if you think Marshall's talking too much. You want to give thumbs up, thumbs down. So not true for Nargiz, not true for Nelly. Ali, I don't know. Maybe that's a yes. No from Azita, Fatima. Yes from Murad. Hi, Murad.
Oh, hi. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Murad, hard to get this joke right now. That's a real hard joke to read. If you want to make a successful joke, we're going to have to work on that a little bit. So we've got thumbs down from Murad, from Aman's. Okay, so mostly thumbs down. Maybe a yes from Ali. I wasn't sure, Ali. Marshall.
Yeah.
So slow down. Next step. Now you asked and got some feedback. Do you believe the group? Mostly saying no.
I believe in the group because
forget the because. Forget the because. So you believe the group. Now, what is your experience checking and finding out it's not what you thought? Mars is not the place that you thought. It's a different place.
I feel much more confident, and I feel more. I would say I'm happy because the group welcomes me, and I think it's awesome.
Yes, the group is welcoming you doing your work here in your member role, sharing and talking about your feelings, being here, of coming here, working to be here against some obstacles and succeeding. The group is interested in that.
Yeah.
Great. Say anyone else?
Anyone else?
Murad and others, because I know you like to participate with your camera off. You're welcome to participate with your camera off today. I am in process of clarifying my policy. And in the meantime, you can participate with your camera off. Back to you, back to the group.
This is Murad. And I really miss the group. It's been like 2 weeks since my last participant. And it's good to see you, all of you guys. I miss you a lot. And it's good that we are changing or clarifying the policies for the favor of our group. Because this group, built to grow and to remain one of the good sources of learning English. So, that's so good, that we are seeing a good progress in the group and in the policies and regulations. So that's it.
Good to have you here, Murad.
Yeah, thank you so much. And my camera is off because I'm still having like an intimidations of, facing, something inappropriate. So better, to be hidden if that could happen to me. So keeping me off with the camera off is better for me for now.
Really? You're afraid? You have a negative prediction that something bad is going to happen towards you?
Well, it's already happened, so it's better, to be protected by a camera off. Having my camera off.
It's true. I spoke to you aggressively once or twice.
Yeah. So
maybe
this is,
more than twice.
Yeah, and things got escalated, negatively and roughly at the same time.
Murad,
it starts with bad comments, then curses, slurs, then fingers. Wow, that was so tough for me. So seeing myself without a camera is better for me for now. So I'm hoping that you will consider, that situation.
Sure. I actually have a different idea of what you're doing, and maybe that's just my mind read that I want to check.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have a mind read actually that you are a celebrity, and you're here because you'd like you're here with your camera off because you would like a little bit of anonymity, but that actually in your daily life you are a celebrity. Is that true?
Well, in my country in Middle East, you can say I'm a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And exposing myself to something negative, it could be hard for me. So better to be to be without showing my face. So yeah, as you say, I agree with you. What you are saying is completely right.
Thanks for confirming. Yeah. Back to you, back to the group. I was spying on you, Murad.
What did you see?
I saw you doing some big events.
Well, recently, yes, I was doing a very big events that was covered by a lot of TV shows, and a lot of TV stations wanted me to interact with them. So yes, and I've been doing this thing for the last like 5 years. So
that
a bit complicated, yeah. To expose my identity, because I don't know what could happen. I have a lot of enemies, so
yeah. That was what I thought when I saw that. I thought, it must be difficult to manage a public image and participate in a group like this where it can be very personal.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do some personal things publicly, which talk about exploring Mars. It might be a bad idea. I don't want to lull you into a false sense of safety, but it's true, we're public, and you know, people sometimes see things that could have an impact on our personal life. For somebody to see something, I've certainly done things publicly that I think, ooh, what if somebody saw that? So I mean, I still come here. I haven't like worked to delete my videos, but it's a little bit risky.
Yes, I agree with you, and I really appreciate that you didn't share the last session that I attended. You know, also, you know, in your YouTube list, that it wasn't, you know, uploaded to your YouTube channel, and I really appreciate that, because what happened that time was so aggressive. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I remember that it just wasn't, it was not a live streamed call where we had the fight 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's one of the other policies that I'm kind of thinking about. Do I really want to continue with live streamed calls or not? And if so, for what purpose? But that's something I'm thinking about. The group might also think about it at the same time, if you want. Back to you.
Well, nothing to say, just, you know, it's good to be again here and to see you gathered, you know, talking about different subjects. You know, this group is very meaningful for me, because it's a source for me, important source to improve my English, because I need English in my life, in my career. So since I'm, you know, not surrounded by environment that can give me the chance to speak in English. So yes, this is this group, one of the good sources for me. So I always, feeling that it's something very important to join daily basis, because it's all about practicing my English, and practice makes better. So yes, keep it live and keep going. I wish you all the best. And it's not personal at the end of the day. You know, I'm taking my benefit, and this is the major point of being here.
Great. I can see that. I don't think you would be here if you were taking it personally, because and it reminds me, I want to apologize to you, Murad. The way that I spoke to you is not the way that I want to show up here. The way that I understand my job here is to contain that impulse that comes up in me sometimes, to talk to people like that. So you have some company, because you're not the only one that I talk to like that, right? You see Nelly is laughing. Nelly, you have some company with Nelly, maybe also Nargiz, Marshall, right? Marshall was saying he joined yesterday, he got shut down. I don't know, anybody else? Maybe Anna. And certainly other people who are not here today. So you have some company in being spoken to in a way that really is unpleasant, even unacceptable, problematic.
Well, since you apologize, you know, to that behaviors, then nothing inside me, and everything is in my back. So let's just, you know, like, open a new page, and let's start from this point.
Great. Say anyone else?
Anyone else?
This is Marshall from Mars, and I want to summarize this. I listened to your speech and I got it that you are making progress, because this is the only source where you can practice, and you don't have this kind of opportunity in your local area. And we are so happy to have you here. And what I want to
Marshall, pause. Separate your summary from what you want to say. So check with Murad if you got him first, then go to what you want to say. Okay?
Okay.
So you were about to transition into saying what you want to say, go now to just say, did I get you, Murad?
Did I get you, Murad?
Yeah, you came with the bottom line, and I know exactly why you are telling that you are from Marsh, since we had that conversation together. It's good, to see you stick to that place.
Thank you. What I want to, James, can I ask here?
Yeah, now, great. So you separate from Murad, and go ahead, ask a question if you want.
Yes, the most, I think, valuable and interesting thing for me was that, let's say, something unpleasant, arguing, or that something that unacceptable happened, and I want to let the bygones be bygones. On the same way, I want to, what advice can you give us or me, so I would never repeat the mistake you made, so I would never be in that situation? Back to you.
That's what learning is. That's what we're doing here, primarily, learning. I think that when we actually learn something, then we don't make a mistake. We continue to make a mistake when we've failed to learn something. There's always something new to learn, right? So we don't get rid of making mistakes. But if we keep making the same mistake and we say, I keep making a similar mistake over and over again, it means we're not learning something. We're failing to learn. And the value of curiosity, I say, right, we can cultivate our courage and curiosity. Curiosity helps us to learn. And a group like this also helps us to learn, because there are some things that we do, mistakes that we make, which are difficult for us to see ourselves, but very easy for other people to see. So other people can say, hey, did you really want to learn something? Because I have to point something out for you if you really care, right? You can share things about what you see each other doing that could be a real benefit, a real aid to learning if you do want to learn and correct some mistakes that you're making. Can somebody tell me what I said?
Yeah, when we do the same errors, mistakes again and again, we haven't learned, we have failed to learn something about our actions. And it's, yeah, once we learn it, the mistake won't happen again. And the group here can help to learn, because some things are invisible to ourselves, some things we do, and other people will notice, and we can hear from them about those things.
Yeah, also cultivating a little bit of courage and curiosity helps to learn as well.
Yeah, and it's useful to be curious about anything to learn, and to have courage.
Yeah, because if we're learning something, it means we're encountering something new. And when we encounter something new, there is naturally some anxiety and naturally some disruptive kind of force, turbulence, bumpiness with new things.
We need the courage, because there's it's new, it's unknown, and that creates anxiety, a bit of anxiety at least, and also some things are rapidly changing. There's turbulence as the world falls into new places.
Yeah, you got me. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen myself repeat the same patterns, mistakes over and over recently again. And I'm really curious about that. And I think I have discovered again, or maybe enough to avoid that again next turnaround, but I don't know. Not sure. What I find, some strong emotions, I have a tendency to act on those strong emotions. And for example, feeling very sad about something. So I tried to do something to switch off the sadness to make it go away.
And I would encourage you next time to get a subgroup for whatever it is that you're feeling sad about, rather than leaving it unspoken. But let's leave it there as a discovery, and we're into surprises and learnings. Anyone else have a surprise, a learning, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, discovery, or next move? And also, I didn't check the schedule. If anybody knows the schedule, if there's anything scheduled after this class, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll end.
No, there is no class, but
Thank you.
yeah.
So we'll end in 3 minutes. Other surprises, learnings. Oh, one more question for the board. Did we have a board meeting scheduled today?
Yes, at 16.
Who's chairing? Me?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna fix that because I want to know when I'm scheduled to chair something. But anyhow, that'll be in there will be an a 2-hour break. Is that right? Yeah, 2-hour break.
Yeah, at 16.
Other surprises, learnings.
I'm surprised myself. I have seen that yesterday also I haven't spoken, and I really think that I didn't want to speak. And today also I am surprised that I didn't say anything. And I know that I don't want to speak like this. I mean, I'm just thinking about that whether I had something to say or not, because usually I don't keep my mouth shut, and I'm surprised with that I didn't speak for 2 days at all. I'm surprised with myself. Anyone else?
Other surprises, learnings, satisfactions, dissatisfactions,
I have
discoveries.
satisfactions. I'm really glad and satisfied to have members who are not able to open their camera speak, like Murad. I'm glad to see Murad back and participating in Marshall also joining.
Last surprises or learning. Hi, Ariel. Welcome to the group. We're actually finishing now. So if you'd like to participate again, I would suggest you come 1 hour earlier, which is when we usually start. We'll be doing that again tomorrow and Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
It was finished?
Yes, we're finishing now.
Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm late.
It's okay. So thank you, everybody. We're ending now. We're going to come back again in 2 hours for a meeting. It's not a class. It's not an English class, but it's an organizational meeting. If you'd like to come back to that, you're welcome to do that. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow or sooner. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
For the class.